Welcome to a brand new season of Modern Living TV. Hello, Bianca.
Hey, Steph. It's great to be back with you here, of course. And we'd like to thank all of you, our viewers, and we'd like to welcome you back to your ultimate guide to modern living.
Today, we're going to kickstart the new season with an entire episode that's devoted to giving life to old and almost forgotten things.
So that's forsaken furniture, rundown homes. We believe these things can be recycled, refurbished, and repurposed.
All you need is a little bit of imagination, tons of creativity, and of course, help from your experts.
From living spaces to living life beyond its confines.
This is Season 3 of your ultimate guide to modern living. For most people, owning a stunning newly built home might be the dream, but way out of budget. So why not consider a fixer-upper, taking the old and making it into exactly what you want? Luckily, here at Modern Living TV, we were able to catch up with Drew and Jonathan Scott, the two amazing brothers of the popular HGTV home improvement show, The Property Brothers. And they're gonna give us our tips for how to make your best fixer-upper. This is an exciting day for Modern Living TV. We have the Property Brothers here with us to share a little bit more on how to buy and renovate some fixer-uppers. So thank you for joining us, Drew and Jonathan. Okay, so first, of course, we know what you guys do, but we want to have some tips for our viewers. You know, in the market, what exactly is fixer-upper?
For fixer-uppers, I mean, it can be something small. It doesn't have to be the entire home that needs to be fixed up. It could be a certain room. It could just be updating the space to make it feel more modern or functional for what your needs are.
And it's also looking at the space that you're in and thinking, does it actually work for my family? If you have a big family and you're a very small area, then maybe this house doesn't work properly for you. But then maybe it could work if you did a few renovations. You know, if you have a very dated kitchen, but you cook a lot at home and you're always cooking.
Make an open kitchen,
open
bring
it up
everyone
a little
in.
bit. We'd like to make sure that a house doesn't feel too confined.
It doesn't have to be a big home to make it functional for a family. We work with a lot of small spaces. And you just have to find ways to maximize the use of that space.
What, let's say, determines that a house can be fixed up as opposed to just really tearing everything down? Or is it worth the trouble?
It's really tough. You need to know, every house is different. You need to know your area. That's why we always say doing a DIY project, do-it-yourself project is not always the way to go.
No.
You want to work with professionals that can help make sure you're not getting in over your head. You can have a home that physically looks like it's solid, like it's a home you could live in, but when you do your inspection, you could find
electrical, plumbing, I mean, all of these things, especially wiring, I think, is one of the biggest issues that cause fire and you know, old wiring.
So that's why you need to have the professionals to help you, and then once you can analyze if the bones of the home are good, then you can see if it's worth you doing the updates. And it depends on the area.
If you're buying a house, you know, have a contractor come in and look at what needs to be done and tell you how much it would cost to fix it. I usually say get quotes from at least 2 or 3 contractors, and you'll find somewhere in the middle what the prices are.
The real estate agents can also tell you in a certain neighborhood if you do a certain renovation, if it will add value and you'll get that money back in the end.
Or not.
And it's good to look at the whole picture before we have clients that even go looking for houses. Aside from making sure that they're pre-qualified, that they can afford the homes we're looking at, we also get them to write down a list of all their wants. Absolutely anything under the sun, doesn't matter the price, write it down. And then you can look at your list and narrow it down to the things that are must-haves and the things that you could live with.
Where are the spaces or the things where we can save in? Where it's not necessarily, you know, you have to buy the top-of-the-line stuff, but just good enough and it's still value for money.
One of the easiest things is in kitchen cabinets.
So if you buy prefab cabinets, save some money there, then you can spend a little more on your appliances, or you can spend a little more on the countertops. Another thing we say too is
look at options to do things like paint is inexpensive. So if you want to do a feature wall in a slightly different paint color, that's a pop of color, doesn't cost you any more. Or two-tone cabinets. Get some of your cabinets on the island or on the lowers one color, and then the upper cabinets another color.
And also look at things too, materials. If you do your research to figure out what materials are out there, you can figure out what works in your climate. If you have a family, if you have pets, or if you have a lot of wear and tear on your floors, maybe a laminate flooring is better to use than a hardwood. It'll last longer.
Okay, lastly, so when we're looking at something and it looks like a mess, how can you help our viewers see its potential? What should they look at?
People constantly, they'll walk into a room and they'll say, no, I hate this house. It's got ugly carpet and ugly paint.
We have clients that will say, this is the home for me, I love it, because they love the kitchen, but then you look in behind and there's, you know, like a nuclear power plant or something behind. You have to make sure that you're looking past the facade. In your mind, remove all the furniture and everything, look at the walls, look at the floors, see if there's anything crooked or leaning or warped.
Definitely. So that's the structure, you're looking at the structure.
If the bones are good, you can do anything on the inside, but the numbers do not lie. So make sure you don't buy a house that, you know, if you bought it for X amount of dollars and you had to put, you know, thousands and thousands into renovations, and at the end it's not worth that.
Sometimes it's actually less expensive to just build from scratch.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it can be. That's why we're never, our shows are about fixer-uppers mainly. But we're never against new build. If you can afford new build, then go for it. It's great. You have new warranty. You have you're the first person living in the space. But that's why with old properties, I kind of say it's kind of like Jonathan's dating life. You have to look past the ugly. There's definitely value.
As long as you have good bones, right? As long as you have good bones.
If you really want to get a beautiful dream home, just marry a contractor.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So there you have it. If your dream can't be afforded by your reality, well, it doesn't matter, because with a little bit of risk-taking, visionary thinking, and a whole lot of creativity, you can in fact turn your reality into your dream home, that is.